And the big announcement this week, Wednesday, my babies, my special drops on Netflix, April 14th. No Pain. That's the title. No Pain. Netflix, April 14th. Your boy's got another special. Here it comes. Get it in your queue. What you can do is you can go on, you know what, if you're a true baby, if you're a real fucking down fucking and sucking baby, you know, go to Netflix right now. You go to Netflix, you pull it up on your app, you go to search, you type in No Pain. That's the first thing that comes up. Crystalia, No Pain. Click on that, and then you go Remind Me. Right? There we go. Just clicked on it. Turned into a check mark. Go do that now. And watch it on April 14th. Now I'm going to do, what is April 14th? Is that I don't know what day that is, but I want you guys all to watch it that day. It's going to come out, and we're all going to, I can tweet. I'm going to go crazy on Twitter, babies. I'm going to fucking tweet you back that day. And it's a Tuesday. So I'll drop the fucking podcast on that day, maybe, man. I'll drop the podcast the day before. I'll remind you that the shit's coming. But No Pain, April 14th, Netflix. And I will say, I've seen it. I did it. I was there when I shot it. Obviously, it was me. It's the best special I've done. It's the best taping I've had. I did White Male Black Comic for Comedy Central. To me, that always has a special place in my heart. That was my first one. All the deck was stacked. I was this young gun coming up. I was ready to do a special. I had this fucking idea where I know what's funny. I got this. This is what's funny to me. And I felt really good about it. That was a great special, I think, for me. I'm not saying whether or not it was great, but I'm saying for me, it was a great special. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but for me, it was great. I felt great about it. It came out great. I loved it. I hired my dad to direct it, kept it in the fam. It was awesome. I was so Italian about it. I kept it in the family, dude. I should have called the fucking special Spaghetti and Meatballs. But instead, I decided to go with White Male Black Comic. It was so Italian, I kept it in the family. My mom came out. My mom came out and sat in the audience. I kept it in the family. It's like my last name was fucking Donzolio or some shit. But it's still Italian. But anyway, should have called it Spaghetti and Meatballs, but I didn't. And then I did a second special, Incorrigible. That was my first Netflix special. Now, I liked this special, but to me, it was all the stuff that I still thought was funny that I didn't put on White Male Black Comic. So to me, White Male Black Comic was like the banging shit, and then Incorrigible was the stuff that was like the odds and ends. It was like the B-side of White Male Black Comic. And I also think that the best stuff in Incorrigible was at the end, and that was by design because as a comic, you put your good shit at the end at the closer. The landscape has changed since then because that special was about an hour and 20 minutes. Now, that's too long for a special. I didn't think about that back then because that was like the 20th Netflix special that they ever made. And I realized that people were watching the shorter shit because they don't want to fucking invest their time watching. The best stuff in Incorrigible is at the end. And I know that a lot of people checked out of it because the beginning of it, people always reference the beginning of it, and that's not the good shit. And I get all bummed because I'm like, fuck, you didn't watch it. People are watching 30 minutes of the special. I know that. So Man on Fire. So Incorrigible is fine. I liked it. Man on Fire to me. Oh, and by the way, Incorrigible, the taping went great. Okay. Man on Fire to me was top loaded. I put the banging shit up front because I knew now that there was this way that Netflix and the streaming services were doing in it that you were watching the first part to check it out. So I put the banging shit up front. The first 25 minutes, dang-it-a, 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 dang-it-a. Okay? And then I end it with a nice, sweet story that, to me was for me, it meant a lot in my life at that time. Man on Fire was my best material for sure. To me, hands down. Now, there were technical difficulties shooting the special. The mic cut out. I had to redo some stuff. The audience was... It sounds good in the special, but the audience was okay. So I was really trying to bring it, but not too hard for the audience, because you never want to bring it too hard for the level of the audience. You want to kind of meet the audience halfway. Like sometimes the energy comes in and it's not popping. And it's not on and popping. And you got to make it on and popping. But you can't go in with this on and popping energy right off the bat if the audience is not there. So you got to take it. You got to meet the audience. You got to go like this. Hello, audience. Shake hands with who the audience is. Come on into my study. Let's read a little bit about what's going on. And then let's go into the kitchen. Oh, the food's good though, isn't it? Yeah? Well, why don't you come into the fucking and sucking room? Oh, you didn't know we had that, but now it's on and popping. You got to start with the foyer. And then you got to take them in to the study. You got to show them your book collection. Oh, very nice. Okay, cool. This is the audience. Oh, okay, very cool. Oh, I like this. Oh, I've read that before. And you take them into the kitchen. You give them a little bit of hors d'oeuvres. They're like, wow, this is very tasty. Wow, okay, very cool. That's cool. You show me your study. And wow, the foyer was impressive. Was impressive. Now, all of a sudden, here's the fucking and sucking room. That's what you're always trying to get to in a special, is the fucking and sucking room. But the audience is not always there for fucking and sucking. You got to convince them. Oh, you're here for the fucking and sucking, aren't you? Sometimes there's 50-year-old Mormons in your audience. Oh, well, I don't know about that. Well, let me convince you about the fucking and sucking room. Okay? So what happens is, the whole time on Man on Fire, I was trying to convince this audience to come with me to the fucking and sucking room. And a lot of people were on board, but some of them were just there for a jolly good time, whatever, that's fine, dude. They wanted to hang out in the foyer and mingle and have an hors d'oeuvre. And that's fine, too. Because you could have a good time eating hors d'oeuvres, but that's like that conversational shit. That's like that shit was like, oh, wow, last night was really fun, but was it fun? Or did you really just kick it and learn some stuff? Did you really just have great conversation? Were you acting like an adult? Now, you know me, that's not my vibe. I don't sit there and act like an adult, not all night long. I'm down for fucking and sucking. So I'm going to be in the fucking and sucking room. You guys hang out with the hors d'oeuvres. That's what it was like for Man on Fire. But it was my best material. And you can't tell when you're watching the special. So that's that. So white male, black comic, up until No Pain. White male, let me say, I'm leaving No Pain out of this. White male, black comic, best special. All the fucking cards fell where they may. All the deck was stacked, I should say. The stars fell and aligned. Okay? Incorrigible, great taping, but the odds and ends of black male, white comic, the stuff I left out. So then I was like, okay, well, Man on Fire, best material. However, audience, they were an hors d'oeuvre audience. Some of them were there for fucking and sucking, but your boy wasn't going to drag them. So we had a nice conversation. No Pain. I decided I'm going to go for broke. Best material. To me, best material I've done. Now, this is the whole deal. You grow. For me, best material. The audience. Bro. The audience, it was like they just came in shorts. They were down for sucking and fucking right away. The audience. The first audience I shot, great. Walked off the stage. My agent goes like this, well, we don't even need to do the second taping. The second taping, first 5 minutes in, I was like, oh man, this is the taping. We don't even need that first audience. So the first audience came from fucking and sucking. The second audience came, I mean, you know, whatever's on top of, higher than fucking and sucking. But my point is, the material, the audience, and guess what, dude? I fired my fucking dad from shooting it. I fired him. He's my dad, and I fired him. I hired him on the first episode, thanking him for my whole childhood. Congratulations, you're welcome. I've given you a job. Sure, I only gave you $7,000 to do it, but this makes up for everything you've done. The second one, as if that wasn't enough, hired him again for $7,000. Now, that's $14,000 I've given my dad. Now, I haven't given it to him, but Netflix did. Now, whatever, you're welcome. The third special, hey, Dad, here's another $7,000. You're welcome times 3. And then your boy wanted to make a change. So what he did was, I looked at my dad, I said, hey, Dad, you're fired. And then he said, what? And I said, hey, Matt, you want to do my next special? And my dad said, this is the best firing ever. And my brother came through and fucking took a Gatling gun and just... It was great, dude. The best, dude, and it looks the shit. It looks so good. This is the best special I've ever done. And if you don't think so, what am I going to do, dude? What am I going to fucking do? This shit is No Pain. What am I going to do? It's basically what I did on the Follow the Leader tour. I didn't want to call it Follow the Leader because your boy doesn't usually call specials the tour names, but it's called No Pain. Man, this shit is cool. The background is purple. What? The background, it's purple. First one was blue. First one was an industrial vibe blue. Second one was rockstar blue. Third one was red. And then your boy goes purple? Oh, what is he, Prince? Anyway, dude, I can't wait for this fucking thing to come out and just that's it. Every special I do, I'm like, all right, maybe that's it. Now what am I going to do? And I don't think I'll be able to do it again. Some of the shit I do is funny, some of it's not, whatever. Deal with it. Fucking deal with it. That sunglasses meme where the fucking sunglasses come down on your eyes and it goes deal with it. That's me, bro. Fucking. Look at this meme. The one with Morpheus. What if I told you deal with it? Trying to put a fucking square peg into a round hole. Anyway, dude, I can't wait for this thing to come out. Put it in your queue. Go right now. Do it on your phone. Put it on your list. You watch that shit the day it drops like a true baby. Anyway, dude, I'm being honestly annoying as fuck right now. But this is it. This is what I did. And I'm sorry. But I'm not, dude. Everybody's two people. That's why I love this. That's why I love Tupac, man. Everybody's two people. That's why I love Tupac. Because he would make a song called Brenda's Got a Baby, and then he would make a song called Wonder Why They Call You Bitch. And people would be like, what the fuck? How could you do that? That's hypocritical. And he would be like, everybody's two people. And I would be like, we baby. You know what I mean? Everyone is kind of two people, right? Because sometimes you want to do fucking and sucking, but also sometimes you want to raise children. You can't do both of those at the same time. I mean, you can with one person and then raise children. Anyway, dude. We're having a good time, dude. We're having a really good time. We're having a really good time because I told you we are. I can't wait for it to come out. That's a whole commercial, dude. Watch my special called No Pain on Netflix. And it just, sometimes all the stars align and you get a good taping. That's what it is. But sometimes they don't. Most of the time they don't. I mean, I did the Comedians of the World. That audience was fucking, man, it was like they were just eating breakfast. Yeah. Bro. I want to do a special with no audience one of these days. And just talk, man. That's kind of what this is, honestly, this podcast. But anyway, look it up. Add it to your queue.